And hello, everyone. This is Riggs Eccleberry, and we are once again in our Thursday briefing. It is the 9th of April. We have a series of audio briefings in between the big first Thursday briefing that we do. Despite the fact that it's an audio briefing, I am going to play a clip. What we have, though, is we have these video briefings that are full webinars on the first Thursday every month, and it's getting pretty cool and exciting. We're going to have that, as I was saying, I believe it's May 2nd. In the interim, we have these weekly Thursday briefings, which are more intimate, they're more relaxed, and also give you dynamic real-time updates of what's going on. What the purpose really of these briefings is to give you an update on what's happening and to share some of the latest. So without further ado, I'm going to run this little clip, and then I'll make some comments about it. For years now, we've been trying to break what I call the slowness problem with water. In other words, water equipment deals just take a long time to tee up and to get done. They're very stable, but it's not like we're saving all the water problems in the world, right? Only a small percentage of the problems are being dealt with. If we really want to take care of sanitation and good health through good water, properly recycle the water, all those important things, then we got to think of faster ways to expand these projects. I'm working to create a new concept. It's called Investor Water. Investor Water is like a Zillow for water. It's a way to connect investors with water projects so that the people who need the water projects done don't have to come up with a bunch of capital, don't have to make multi-year commitments, don't have to pass lots of credit checks. They need the equipment, they get the equipment. And that, I believe, is a breakthrough, because when you think of every single major disruptive thing that's been done in the last 10, 15 years, it's been about the app, right? Zillow, Airbnb, Uber, it's about the app, and that's where we're going with that. Okay, so the video has ended on a screen that says this: Investor Water, and the tagline is Investor-Funded Water Systems, which I'll talk more about. And the slogan is, water needs cleaning, America needs work, we connect the two. All right. So we're going to explore that a little bit. And then we're going to be also talking about the fabulous, amazing regulation they're offering that's just beating all records. People love it. And I'll explain to you why. But let's first cover this investor water concept. What we've realized is that on the one hand, we have these very stable water projects. And in this economy, which is basically the entire economy came to a crashing halt, and restarting is going to be interesting and a challenge. In this environment, though, the government is giving a huge amount of money to the big corporations, to the government, the municipalities, the cities, the water districts. And so we're seeing these projects cook along just fine. I've got all my guys in Texas working from home, getting all these deals. They are happy to get a lot of action there. They're hearing from large deals that are saying, this is happening and so forth. So that's a stable business, and it's going to continue. We're very happy with it. And recently I promoted, with the approval of the board, we promoted Tom Marchicello to president and chief operating officer of the company. I plan to have Tom on one of these shows soon because he's amazing. He's very real. I'm idealistic and about the future, and he's really about, let's get it done, guys. So he's a great counterpoint to me. He was in the Space Command of the U.S. Air Force in the military, retired as a captain, just an amazing guy. And so he is president and COO of the company, specifically with the purpose of running what we've got. And it's these big, long water equipment projects, and occasionally you get a $1 or $2 million hit, like, whoa. But it's like, kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me, big win, kill me, kill me, kill me, big win. That's the nature of the water industry. It is what it is. It's high ticket. So that side of the business is really being managed by Tom. I'm overlooking it, but he's really the guy in charge of it, because I want to focus on this other stuff. And so just to finish on the main Origin Clear side, he's running it for productivity, but also integrating all the parts of the organization, finance. And so let's say that somebody starts a project, way over here in an initial proposal, and then it rolls all the way through approval and then automatic invoicing and interfaces with QuickBooks and automatically goes to the auditors. Many things that today are done with great amount of work and expense and delay will be fully integrated in a customer relationship management or CRM system called Zoho. Zoho is very powerful. We're very happy with it. We've implemented it for this initial Regulation A offering, and we see this as continuing to broaden, and that's Tom's main platform to get the whole company operating very smoothly and ultimately profitably. Now, in addition, he's got to do acquisitions, and that's kind of okay. It's not a bad thing. It's actually a lot of fun doing acquisitions, especially if you've got the money. And that's been our problem for years now, is where to get the capital. We've solved that, we think. So let me continue about that. So he will have this job of doing the human resources and information technology and the CRM, customer relationship management, and getting all of the activities going and interlocked, and just everything just clicking over beautifully and integrated. But here's the reality. Water industry projects are so slow that the companies don't grow that fast. To have a company grow by 25% in a year in the water industry is huge. Now, they're very stable, it's very solid money, et cetera, but there's a problem with fast growth. If you want fast growth, there's an issue, and we identified that. And you know what? The funny thing about this whole pandemic is, aside from the human cost, which is tragic in many ways, especially my friends in New York, is that you've got a acceleration of whatever was going to happen. So we were already planning to get into some of these new ideas, but the pandemic forced us because it was a big reset. And a lot of things that were going to happen anyway, like big chain department stores closing and all that stuff, well, it just got accelerated by this. And in a way, it's a big reset button on the economy. And what's going to emerge is going to be, on the one hand, heavily well-funded big business and government things, because the government's going to make sure that that's continued. Boeing is being bailed out. And at the same time, there's going to be the emergence of online digital marketing. And in the middle, when you talk about physical product like water systems, well, how do you move them to the digital world? Because we've got the government stuff and so forth, but as I said already, that's not in a big growth pattern. It's a good business, and we'll buy more companies that do that, and that'll be nice, because that's how water companies grow. They grow by acquisition, not by internal organic growth. So we come back to the issue of, how do we make water systems outside of that protected zone work for the everyday user? For example, we have a prospective customer. They're actually great friends of ours on a personal basis. My wife and I are good friends with that couple, and they have an investment in a trailer park in Troy, Alabama, which has a water problem. They can't sell that mobile home park until they solve the water problem. We've solved the problem. We've got an elegant solution, but now where's the money? Okay, so now that problem is there, and it's going to get worse. We see a lot of capital, ordinary capital, not government giveaways, but ordinary capital is drying up, and it's going to happen, right? We aren't seeing that problem, and I'll explain why in a bit, but I've seen that broadly across the economy. And so we came up with this bright idea. What if my friends who have this mobile home park, and I was actually in a conference call with them talking, and what if you could just go, here's the water system, just sign for it and go. And so when I told my friend Steve, I said, here, just sign for it and go. He goes, wait, what about all the costs of the permitting and the this and the that? He goes, we got it. We got it all. All you got to do is sign, and you got your machine. All right. Now, to make that work, several things had to fall in place. Number one, we had to have a technology solution, right? We had to know how to deliver a solution to a problem that was roughly in the $75,000 to $125,000 range. And that was the brilliance of Dan Early, who is the guru of modular, prefabricated, roll-in-place water systems. So that was key, and that's a big piece of the solution. Secondly, if you're going to find finance for it, then how are you going to do it? Years ago, I was trying to do projects in the film industry. Like everybody in LA, I spent a year in the film industry. Well, sure enough, I was at an Italian restaurant on La Brea meeting with a film person. And I said, how do I get in, this and that? She goes, oh, it's impossible. It's so hard. You'll never get in. And I said, well, what if I bring the money? And she said, oh, you got the money. She changed completely. I was like, wow, all of a sudden you got the money. You're a celebrity in Hollywood, right? And it's true just about everywhere. And I realized, and Tom Marchicello knows this because he used to work on the buy side in major investment funds for years. And so he was doling out the money and everybody was like, please, can I have the money? It's a totally different thing. So what we're moving toward here is a way to not have to sell a project, but go and be the white knight. Here's a solution. And by the way, it's funded. Just sign here. Imagine what that would do to speed up water solutions all over America and the world. That's where we come to Investor Funded Water Systems, this new business unit at Origin Clear called Investor Water. If you go to investorwater.com, you'll get a coming soon thing and with a nice picture of a Norwegian fjord. But that, believe me, we have exciting things happening in the background on that real soon now. So what is the funding method? How do we do it? Well, the next piece of the puzzle is that we created a short-term leasing model, much like when somebody who doesn't have a lot of money in a poor part of town, and they rent a TV. They rent that TV for way too much money, right? Maybe it's $12, $15 a week or whatever it is, but they could buy it. Pretty soon they'll have paid for the whole TV again and again and again and again. But guess what? They don't have the $400 for that TV. And their credit went bad or whatever happened. And so there they are. And so they rent the TV. So that's the concept here, is to have short-term leasing of these units. And we tell my friend Steve and his beautiful wife, okay, we're going to go ahead and let you have this. It's going to be monthly payments. We're just going to make sure that you're, haven't been convicted of fraud or whatever. But no, we don't care about your credit score too much, and no lengthy. You don't have to, mortgage things. Just sign this rental agreement. The machine remains our property. You're going to pay first, last, and security, and it'll show up and it'll start doing its job. It's month to month. Anytime you want to cancel, just tell us. We'll take it away. Anytime you stop paying, we have the right to come on your property and take it because it's our property. So that simplifies everything, because right now in this economy, let me tell you that if you're trying to collect on a debt that's secured by property or whatever, oh my God. Right now, real estate investors are in a world of hurt. So you don't want to have like a mortgage on the guy's property because you'll be like last in line. This is not the place to be. Instead, what you want to do is like you own the equipment and you basically people pay to use it. And if they can't pay, they don't use it. And if they're done with it, they stop using it. So that's very simple. And of course, we offer them, to be fair, because the rental fee is quite high, we offer them a buyout where they get to any time, just go ahead, either lease it or buy it, and it's all yours. So we give them a fair option. In the meantime, they have their solution. My friend Steve and his beautiful wife get to sell their mobile home park, and the next guy will inherit that deal and can either choose to continue with it or return the equipment. It's up to him or her. So that's that model. So it's a very robust financing model. Places like Rent-A-Center do not get in trouble with their equipment, right? They rent it out and it's insured against theft or loss, but in terms of the actual title to it, they keep title. It's theirs. All right. Now that's the second big part. The first part was product, making elegant, relatively inexpensive products that are portable, modular, prefab, truck on site. The central piece was how, this whole short-term leasing concept. And then the right-hand piece is, where does the money come from? And it comes from three places. The first is our own investor base. We have an amazingly loyal investor base that has stuck with us through thick and thin. We do our best for them. We've only been able to really help the accredited investor to date, but now we got the unaccredited investor with a great deal. So now we're helping everybody. And we have a lot of people that say, Riggs, keep going. What you're doing is vital, etc. So those investors are interested in becoming investors in these investor water equipment deals. And not only that, if you're one of our accredited investors or an investor of any kind above a certain amount, we'll give you a credit against your participation in this thing. So let's say, for example, it's a $75,000 system. Well, to keep it simple, let's say it's a $100,000 system. Right away, we'll give you, if you invest a certain amount or have invested a certain amount in the company, we'll give you 15%, and it goes all the way down to 10, depending on what level. Now that machine is $85,000, not $100,000. So that's good for you, because guess what? That 15% difference goes right into your return on investment, and it sweetens it beautifully. The second thing is that the monthly rental number is rich enough that it can get you a good return. We estimate 18 to 20% return on your investment every year, and you do nothing for that, zero, and you continue to have a uniform commercial code, UCC form on that machine. That machine is one that we hold. We never give it up to the renter, and you have, as an investor, the right to seize it. So everybody's happy now. You're making really good money, and we get a percentage on everything. We have a management fee that we take, just like anybody, but we don't just manage this machine. We find the projects, we get the permitting done, we do the all the technical stuff, all the sausage making that you have to do. And then when the guy returns the machine, we get it refurbished, put it back in service. We take care of all of it, and we get what we think is a modest management fee. And the reason I'm not giving the number is because it's not finalized, but it's a number that is very fair and that allows the investor, as I said, to have the 18 to 20%. Okay, so that's the first part of where the money comes from. The second part is Origin Clear itself. And I'll tell a quick story in a bit about a particular deal that we're rolling out, where it's all about Origin Clear having a machine, having invested in a machine, and now being able to supply it. In addition, our big Regulation A offering will provide us capital to do that kind of thing. So Origin Clear might be the investor in these deals in an arm's length relationship with Investor Water. So Investor Water is just treating Origin Clear, its parent, as, oh, you're an investor and we're going to take a management fee from you too. Guess what? So it's all very fair to Investor Water. The third major way is the government. And this is why we have this three-part slogan: water needs cleaning, America needs work, we connect the two. First of all, water needs cleaning. There's a lot of work needed in America for cleaning water. And here's the problem. The coronavirus is in the sewage water. I've got an article which talks about how, well, we can detect the coronavirus by, seeing where it goes by looking in the sewage. I go, yeah. It also says that the sewage has got the coronavirus. And so it's going to be part of the purification efforts. Yes, people have problems with Roundup and with this, that, and the other thing, but this is an active pandemic. So there's a problem with water, and we need to get a lot of systems out there so that a trailer park doesn't have a manure lagoon, a poop pit, you might call it, for their sanitation, right? That's 19th century. We just don't want to have it anymore. And for the health of America, we got to have it. So water needs cleaning, for sure. America needs work. It's been estimated by the Federal Reserve in St. Louis that we are going to 30+%, 32% unemployment. And the Great Depression never got beyond 24.5%. And the Great Depression, they went nuts to try and get people work. They ended up working on the Civilian Conservation Corps, the CCC, building dams and whatever. They had the WPA, the Works Project Administration, which allowed big murals to be made in art and this and all kinds of interesting things. They found work. So in a similar way, if we can get a lot of water companies working on these projects, then the government's going to love this. Currently, the SBA, the Small Business Administration, as well as Treasury, are looking desperately for places to put money that's going to be productive and get people back to work. And then Donald Trump recently announced that the $2 trillion infrastructure program that he's proposed will be what he calls phase 4 of the COVID-19. And so there's going to be lots of money for this, and we're providing a channel to get it done fast. So that's the third big way. And we have a full-time, very qualified finance project manager on the job to work on this right now. So that's really, really important. Now, moving away from this, you see where this is going is that We're doing these proof of concept projects, and I'm not going to have much time to talk about it now because I want to cover the Regulation A offering. But we have these projects that are basically proof of concept for us. They're in 3 specialized areas. One of them is that trailer park. Another one is these manure ponds that in actual animal farms, which is a very similar application. And the third has to do with flushing out pools, renewing pool water, which is an important business, and we have a very elegant solution. Okay, so those are the 3 areas, but we don't want to do them forever. Airbnb started by renting out 2 apartments in downtown San Francisco that these guys owned, the 2 founders, right? They were doing it themselves. They proved the model. Okay, this is how it works, this and that. And when they got the model, then they took it down the road to Palo Alto and got their millions of dollars. What we're doing here is a very similar thing. We're proving out the model ourselves. As soon as possible, we want to pull away, zoom out, and kind of in the same way as Zillow does, connect people. Oh, you're such and such a company in Atlanta, Georgia, and you've got a multi-home development project that can't connect to sewage, and you want to have a black water treatment. Black water means poop water treatment system. Go ahead and list it. And then investors can browse all these things. Oh, I like that. Click indication of interest. And pretty soon they're happening, and we've connected the 2. That's where we're going. It's an app. That's my vision. And it's not mine alone. Some fabulous people have worked with me on this, especially the amazing, brilliant Ken Berenger, who's our VP of Business Development. And we get in these crazy high-speed brainstorming because 2 months ago, we realized this is where things were going. We went, oh my gosh, the economy is going to hit the wall. We already knew it when we saw China shut down. So I think it was around my birthday, February 8th. It was started really early. We're like, okay, we got a problem. And so ever since then, we've been working on this. And Ken, I don't even know who owned what idea. And then Michael Mann, who's commercializing Investor Water, he had some ideas, and we've all, Tom Marchicello, we've all contributed, and these things come together to be this amazing application that we think is going to be world-class to scale up water systems without the number one barrier, which is money. And they're scalable because of our technology, and we are the ones who put in place these rental programs, so that works great, and then the money's there. I am beyond excited about it. Stay tuned for more about Investor Water. We are live in the market in Phoenix with a pool flushing application. As you know, pool owners, they have to do something every X amount of months, depending on how much usage the pool gets, because people pee in pools. And so you get a rising mineral level. It's kind of like it turns kind of salty over time. And every once in a while, you just can't keep shocking the pool. You're going to have to flush it out. Well, there's a 15,000, 20,000 gallon pool. And when you talk in Vegas hotels, you're talking million gallons. But these pools then have to be dumped out. Well, instead, what you can do is you can run them through, much like these kidney machines that run through and clean out your kidney. It's called dialysis. It works like a kidney. It cleans if your kidney is not working. Well, very similar. It runs the water from the pool through this machine and treats it like salt water. So it's this reverse osmosis, it's called, and it desalinates it essentially and puts it back in the pool. And it can be done in 4, 5, 6, 7 hours, depending on how much water there is and so forth. We are in this market in Phoenix, and if you are interested in knowing more about it, just send an email to michael@originclear.com. He will hook you up. We're looking for people who are pool tradespeople in Phoenix, but also in other metros, who are interested in one of these financed short-term commitment, don't worry about your FICO score, pool flushing systems. All right. It's exciting. It's literally, we have a demo machine. We're about to go shoot it in Phoenix. Sales are happening, etc. So that is happening. As I told you about the trailer park thing, we're still working out that deal. And then we have a partner in Wisconsin who's working on a dairy farm startup of this inexpensive initial solution, the 100,000, 50,000, 100,000, whatever it is, dollar solution for these dairy farms to keep them from smelling up the world and so forth. All right. So I kept it quick. So it's been very, very high level. There's much more to talk about. In the last few minutes of this conversation, I would like to cover the Regulation A offering. I'm going to go look at Fund America right here, and I'm looking at $47,000 has been subscribed since Monday, and it's not even a full week yet. I am blown away. I'm completely blown away. It does not happen with Regulation A offerings. Why? Regulation A was created in 2013 by the Obama administration working with the Republicans. Remember back when Democrats and Republicans used to do stuff together? Seems like last century, doesn't it? Well, they created something called the Jobs Act. And one of the ideas was we're going to let investors who are not accredited, means they don't make $200,000 a year, or they don't have $1 million net worth, excluding their primary home. So we're going to let these people invest as little as $500, and they can't invest more than 10% of their annual income. So if you're making $60,000 a year, you cannot invest more than $6,000. It's done on the honor system. You just tell us, and it's fine. But it's either 10% of your annual income or 10% of your net worth, because maybe you're retired and you don't make that much annual income, but you have net worth. So if your net worth is $100,000, for example, excluding your home, right, then you can invest $10,000. Very simple. Okay, so now almost everybody in America can invest. And the reason we say America is not because we technically can't market outside of America, but because it's very regulatory challenge to comply with all of the laws in all the countries. Eventually, we'd like to get there. And the other issue is that we're paying dividends, and paying dividends every month across international boundaries is expensive. We may be able to solve it. So if you're concerned as a foreign investor, you can wait. But even better, if you're an investor who's not in the United States, you can invest in our regular offering through what's called Regulation S, S as in Sam, which is exempt from registration requirements. And so you can do that. And you can, email invest@originclear.com, and we'll help you there. So if you're not in the US, we can still help you. But how amazing is it that an offering that's got a $500 minimum would raise $47,000 in 4 days? It's beyond cool, right? What's exciting about this is that we've indicated we're going to raise close to $20 million with this. And given this kind of momentum, and we haven't even started marketing it, this has just been through the buzz that we create with my updates and so forth, that this is going so well. Now, why do people like it so much? The primary thing is that it is and Ken wants me to tell you to call him because he will happily walk you through it, 323-939-6645, extension 201. 323-939-6645, extension 201. Devin is at 116. So coming back to why it's so great. Very simple. 10% earnings in a 0% world. With the government giving away trillions, where is the treasury bond at? You can buy treasuries for 0.5%. Whoop, whoop. Certificates of deposit at the best number you can get is 1.9%. Well, that's great. Banks are supposed to be perfect and wonderful, except they also get in trouble. So it doesn't even reflect the fact that there's still risk and you're only making less than inflation. Because here's the other big problem. Inflation is taking off big time. Look at the prices of things online on Amazon. China fell apart. And now it's coming back. They're not able to do everything. So during the Wuhan stoppage, people went elsewhere. They sourced my brother, Nicholas. He was buying stuff for a Swedish project. And guess what? He couldn't buy in China anymore. So he bought in Europe. And that was triple the price. So the cost of things has dramatically risen. China's supply chain is still kind of messed up. Farms are being plowed under right now. Why? Nobody to pick the crops. In Europe right now, they're flying people in from Bulgaria because in the UK, all the crop pickers have walked off. So they've managed to convince a bunch of Bulgarian brave people to be flown into the UK, $600 per airfare, fly them in to pick the freaking crops or else they will rot. So we're going to have shortages of food. There will be food, but it'll just be getting expensive. So we're going to have inflation. And we're also at the same time, if you're trying to put your money somewhere, I'm sorry, the stock market is a little bit crazy. I don't know about putting money in the stock market. it's kind of like it could go up, it could go down, go sideways. That's not great. And I say that as a CEO of a company, as a public company. So I'm acknowledging that these are pretty wacky times for a publicly traded stock, but we're not asking you to do that right now. The second big thing is that there's inflation. So number one is no yield. Number two, inflation. So you're actually gonna make negative money if you just park it somewhere. Make 10%. This is a corporate bond. It means that this is a company that's been in business for 13 years. I can't tell you how much I've been through, thick or thin. The team has been amazing. We've really been through fire and back. And here we are with a company that I'm very proud of, the team that is beyond special. We have accomplished so much. If you go to originclearoffering.com, you will see a description of this offering that, never mind the description of the offering, description of the company. Watch a video of my brother drinking the oil production water from in Kern County. Literally, it came out of a well, ran through our machine, and boom, he's drinking it. And then look at the one where the Spanish head of our partner there in Spain with the animal farms, where he's saying that it's a home run with our technology, right? So this is a very strong page that describes all the things. And I was like, oh, we've done that much? Wow, because as a CEO, I'm always thinking about what we're not doing well. But truth is that we could do better. We need to do all kinds of things better. But we have done a great job. With our accredited investor, we have paid 27 months, 9 quarters of dividends reliably on time. So we're a stable company. We are responsible and we make sure that we do what we say. It comes from me, and I have to qualify by saying, subject to the safe harbor statement that, this is a plan, et cetera. But it's the fact that we have been very predictable in our operations. Okay, so that means you're making 10% on a company obligation that is a company that is not, in my opinion, going to go out of business. And that's about 10 times more than you get from anywhere else. And you'll get it paid every month in your bank account through electronic deposit. Now, you're getting paid to wait. Well, what are you waiting for? That's the second part. So 10% in a 0% economy. And now the second part is you get paid to wait. Because this investment, you can convert it to free trading stock anytime at a discount to market of 20%. So let's say you go along for a year. We cannot give you the money back for a year. We have to pay you that 10%. We could repay it. But let's say you end up at a year, you still have it. You say, you know what? Origin Clear is doing its job. This investor water thing took off. Looks like they might be the next thing, since sliced bread. I think I'll go ahead and convert to stock. You put in your conversion notice, and we believe that we can deliver the shares in your Schwab or whatever account that day or the next day. That's how fast we're working on getting it. We have 3 days, right? So worst case within 3 days. And what we do is we compute the closing price of the stock, of our common stock, OCLN, for the last 5 trading days. We average it. So let's say it's 10 cents, right? It was average of 10 cents. And then we go, okay, you can have it at 8 cents because we apply that 20% discount. And you can immediately trade that stock. Now, most of you guys and gals won't just immediately trade the stock. You will do that when you feel it's going to run, because you don't want to just bail. Fine, make your 20% on top of the 10%. Guess what? You made 30%. That's a great return for a year. That's an amazing return. And it's pretty reliable, right? You basically benefited from a piece of machinery. It wasn't really even about the technical benefits of the stock. You get given the stock at the price at the time later. So you're protected, relatively speaking, from ups and downs in the market. Okay, great. The reason why you would convert, in my opinion, is because you believe this company is going somewhere and you would want to ride with it, right? I was overjoyed when Zoom had a big problem with security and the stock crashed, because guess what? A couple of days ago, I bought the stock, and I'm very happy because they came back. Why? Because Zoom is a good stock, and Zoom is doing an amazing thing. It's becoming the brand, the all-time online brand. Everybody's doing Zoom all over the freaking world, especially America. So if and when OCLN gets to that point, you go, okay, you know what? Boom, I'm in. Get my 20% discount, which means it takes care of whatever transactional fees, etc. Okay, and you're on for the ride. Until then, earn 10%. How cool is that? So it's a wonderful dual instrument, and that's why we love it so much. And I think that's why we raised $47,000 in increments starting at $500 in less than 1 week, in 4 days. Okay, so with that, I'm going to thank you. We believe we're going to raise close to $1 million in this offering. It's going to be used to retire our debt, to make acquisitions, to market things like Investor Water, to provide funding for these important water projects, these mini water projects. All these things are going to be accomplished. We certainly plan it because it's disclosed in the use of proceeds. If you go to the Edgar site, EDGAR, Edgar, type Edgar Origin Clear, enter on Google, and you will get our page, and you will see what's called the offering circular. And right in there, we give what we're going to spend it on. And it's all these wonderful things. In my view, we'll end up with a very clean company, no debt, lots of great projects, lots of growth, ultimately profitability. And then my hope, my personal hope and desire is that in 2021, we will finally ring the bell on the NASDAQ. And I've told a couple very important people that I want them there on that second floor podium ringing the bell with me. And it will be quite the moment. I hope you join us too, in spirit, if not personally. Do join us. You can go to the Origin Clear website, the big red banner, invest now, click that, go to originclearoffering.com. Join us in this, because I believe it's going to be world changing, because we will dramatically accelerate water cleaning and help put America back to work. And while we're at it, get some of that coronavirus out of the water. Thank you very much for joining me today. It's been a great experience talking to you. I get more excited each time. Let's have a great end of week. Enjoy Easter, Passover, and stay safe, stay healthy, because we want you around to help go to the next step. Thank you so much, all.